Okay, this one's particularly for John. This is my 90-foot random long wire on the 40-metre band, and this is what I can get. So I've got, it's gone up a little bit. Normally I get about S5 noise, but oh, but a slow scan television.
November Tango 2 Echo 0 Juliet Fox Sierra. Nice to speak to you again, Julian. I'm hoping you're enjoying the pile up. Yeah, you're a good 5 and 9, a little bit over 5 and 9 into North Hampshire this evening, mate. Over.
Yeah, you're 10 over, you're radiating well, and that modulation's certainly busting through. We've done a bit of lighthouse work there, a bit of lighthouse portable work for the lighthouse weekend, and you think we would be tired of the radio, but the XYL's the way I dander out the streets here with our niece for a 3-4 mile walk there to burn the Chinese we had this evening there. So I thought we would QXY back.
So one bloke's in Hampshire, south of me on the south coast, and he's up in Scotland. So Hampshire to Scotland on a bit of wire on 40 metres.
Mate, you enjoy the frequency and crack on. And 73 Julian, hope to speak again soon. Over.
Yeah, cheers, buddy. Bye-bye. QRZ.
Mike 0 Juliet Charlie Foxtrot.
There's a Charlie Foxtrot, I think. A Charlie Foxtrot.
Yeah, Mike 0 Juliet Charlie Foxtrot. The name is Mark in Sidcup in Kent, about 15 miles southeast of London. You're 5 and 9 plus to me there this evening. Back to you.
Yeah, no worries. I've got the Juliet. Just go again. Is it Juliet Foxtrot again?
Okay, it's Mike 0 Juliet Charlie Foxtrot. Mike 0 Juliet Charlie Foxtrot. Back to you.
No worries there, Mark. We always see you there on the internet there. Always a big 10-metre man with your silver rod, Mark Roger.
Oh, so I'm famous. I'm famous for 10 metres on a silver rod, and believe it or not, I've just come off of 10 metres. There was a little bit of sporadic E around, and then there was plenty of Brazilians low down in the box. I thought I'll just come on to 40 metres because someone was asking what antenna do I use on the lower bands. I said a random 90-foot wire. I come on to 40 metres, switched on the radio, heard your stonking great signal from Scotland, talking to someone in Hampshire, and I just thought I'm going to call in anyway. But there you go. So you know who I am. Back to you.
Yeah, all copy. Well, I know we're both on that gentleman's club there, but I see all your posts on the various amateur radio pages there. Just as you've already said, I was going to say, I bet you later on or tomorrow there'll be another post up about the sporadic E there. As I think you actually said yesterday, that was probably going to be the end of it. But it sounds as if you must have worked a bit of the more local stations, Mark. Go ahead.
Yeah, well, I actually say went there not expecting anything, and I heard this quite a colossal signal from Nuno in Sweden. So I had a 10-minute chat with him, and like an hour later or whatever it is, he's still there. He's still banging away, but he's using a cubicle quad pointing our direction. So yeah, I just think that's funny that I've called into someone who instantly recognises me as a bloke that continually posts about DX and sporadic E and everything. But yeah, I did expect, well, I don't expect any more real sporadic E. I mean, it is about as sporadic as it gets now. I mean, there are times when you can almost predict it, but you know, we get to that sort of mid-August time and it starts to tail off. I'm just waiting now for the autumn equinox, which is the 22nd of September, and hopefully the propagation will switch to the northern hemisphere, and we can start getting signals over the pole into the USA and Canada. I'm missing 1 or 2 Canadian provinces, territories, whatever you want to call them, and I'm missing about 6 or 7 US states at the moment, so I'm keen to get them in on 10 meters before we lose the propagation. Anyway, come back with your call sign, only because I seem to have missed off the suffix, and I'm rambling on, and I know that there was other people in the queue, so I won't hold it too long. Needless to say, I videoed this, and you can hear yourself down here in the southeast of England. So back to you, and if you just give me a little bit of detail. As I'm using an IC7300, 120 watts out the back, and just a 90-foot random long wire. Back to you, old chap.
Charlie Fox, this is Mike 7 Juliet November Tango. Yeah, I'm going to see that using your spiky videos up there, so well, certainly listen back to yourself and probably cringe there, as well, we always get good audio reports, but you know yourself, you listen back to yourself and you always sort of cringe there, so we'll take note and see if we can improve there, but no, fantastic. I was on last Sunday about this time. I mean, right now I'm using an end-fed half-wave. Last week I was using the portable 40-metre dipole, and believe it or not, hand on heart, a VK5 from Kangaroo Island called, and I thought it was a local friend on the wind-up, and it wasn't until 5 minutes later, whenever he confirmed the QSO and the QRZ, I thought to myself, I was scratching my head, just calling like this, you were getting UK to UK, you were stretching out to the sort of Europe 20, and all of a sudden a VK5 Tony, you call him, I can't remember if it's Kilo India or Tango India, something like that anyway, called in. As I said, I just thought it was somebody acting the goat, because I mean, you don't often get VK on 4, well certainly I don't, with being the MM7, and certainly not with an end-fed half-wave. I don't know what antenna he's using, if he spun his antenna or what the hell he done, but long story short, I thought it was a friend on the wind-up, and once the confirmation come through, I'm glad I didn't give him any bad manners on the radio, or he might not have confirmed. Mark, go ahead.
Oh, well, that's an absolutely fantastic contact. The best DX I've ever had on 40 metres was East Coast USA, Brazil once, and Kuwait. So to get halfway round the world on an end-fed half-wave, especially as you're using 25 watts as well. Well, the assumption is 25 watts. You might be on a lot less. But yeah, no, that's a fantastic contact. And yeah, you sometimes have to bite your tongue and think to yourself, especially when you're CQing and they come back to you. It's different when you're joining a pile-up and you know that you're going for a DX. Yeah, I've had a few people do that to me, and I've had it in the past as well, in the old pirating days, when you know, you'd be using some obscure random equipment, and somebody would come back to you and you thought, no, there's no way. And you know, back in then, when your tongue was a bit looser and when you were a lot younger, you would give them an earful and then think, oh blimey, I've just upset a legitimate one. But I've just seen, Julian, we've worked in 2022, 2023, 2024 and now 2025. So we've worked once per year for 4 years now. So I suppose the next contact will be in 2026, but I'll try and make it before then. Anyway, listen mate, I'm rambling on. I'm going to let you go, because I know there was other people calling in with me, and I could hear people tuning up by whistling as well. But I think I proved the point that with a random wire, I've got stations from the south coast into Scotland, you know, and it just sort of trying to hammer home why, you know, getting your amateur license could be a little bit beneficial if you're really into your radio, and you know, you get a bit bored with just a bit of sporadic E and the odd bit of DX on 11 metres and 45 metres, etc. Anyway, ramble over. I say you're 5 and 9 plus, lovely signal, great audio, and you're a credit to the sport and the hobby and the interest of amateur radio. There you go, mate. I've given you enough enough praise on video. I will post it up this evening. MM7JNTM0JCF. Wishing you 73s, Julian. Take care. Good luck, mate.
Yeah, no worries, Mark. Great to get you once a year there, so we'll maybe hold back there and hold off to 2026 and 100% there. If you be the band can be quiet, but if everyone thinks that way, well, we would never, nobody would get in the lobby. So Sunday somewhere, always must be called to queue there. So sometimes I'm that man or you're that man as well. But here, Mark, I'll look out for any videos you put up. As I say there, as soon as the call sign come up, the name come up in the QRZ, nail on the head, I knew exactly who you are. 73's Mark, enjoy what's left of Sunday, the week ahead. Mike 0, Juliet Charlie Fox, MM7 JNT. Cheers, Mark, bye-bye.
Cheers, mate. Take care. Good luck.
Mexico 0, Lima, Juliet Lima. Yeah, good signal, M0LJL Lee. I see you've got the personalised call to match the name there. And we know your QTH very well there, being the lorry driver. We go by there every evening, down and up there. You're blowing smoke, 59 plus to South West Scotland. Operator named Julian, go ahead. Yeah, QSL Julian, lovely to hear you, buddy. Japan, over. To be good. Okay, at the GVM and damit wir mit mehreren Stationen auf den verschiedenen Ländern gleichzeitig arbeiten können und funktioniert recht gut, obwohl alles ganz sicher ist. Tanzen, das ist ein Einsatz. Und dann über das gute Signal, ich arbeite hier mit dem IC 7003. And then I got Zanzibar Echo, Norway. There's a station ending Delta.